Professor Jeremy Summers' log, 6-8-2137. Falcon 1's recent patrol route has taken us within range of the previously unexplored Lambda system. Long-range sensor scans have been inconclusive as to whether any of the 5 planets in the system would be capable of supporting human life. Space Guard Command has ordered us to enter the system and collect as much data as possible, with a view to potential colonization in the future. I, for one, am looking forward to the opportunity to carry out a detailed survey of the new system.
Entering the Lambda system now, sir.
Very good, Sergeant. Well, everyone, let's just take a moment here. We're the first humans ever to venture into this system.
I know this sounds corny, but I always get a good feeling being one of the first to set eyes on a new part of the galaxy. I always get a little shiver down my spine.
I know what you mean, Lieutenant. This is the reason I joined the Space Guard in the first place, to see new and amazing things for the first time. There's nothing quite like it, it's exciting.
How's it going, Professor? Are you getting any clear readings yet?
Yes, we're just coming into sensor range of the 3rd planet in the system. Its orbit seems to be of a similar distance from its sun as Earth is from ours, but closer by a few thousand miles. However, my early sensor scans would seem to indicate a much less hospitable environment than we'd find at home. It has a breathable atmosphere, but the majority of the planet appears to be a barren wasteland with very little plant life or water. There are parts of the surface at the moment on the equator where the temperatures are hovering above 70 degrees Celsius.
Hardly sounds like an ideal place for a colony.
Quite right, Sergeant. We need to take some more detailed readings, but I would certainly not recommend Lambda 3 for colonization.
Well, we can do some more detailed surveys later on. Take us within range of the next planet, Sergeant.
This is the Lambda 3 colony to unidentified space vessel. Mayday, mayday, mayday. We require urgent assistance. Our colony is under attack from some kind of monster. If you can hear us, please send help. As many ships as you can. Please help us.
Where's that transmission coming from, Professor?
I don't understand it. The transmission is definitely coming from Lambda 3.
But I thought there were no colonies in the Lambda system.
There aren't any on record, unless this is some kind of rogue colony.
Well, rogue or not, it sounds like they're in trouble.
Can you make contact with them, Lieutenant?
No, sir. Their communication system is transmission only. They're unable to receive messages.
Can you locate the position of the colony, Professor?
They're located in the northern hemisphere of the planet. I'm sending the coordinates to the Sergeant's console.
Take us in, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. We're just coming into visual range of the colony now, sir.
Doesn't look like much of a colony to me. Everything seems a bit ramshackle, don't you think? If I didn't know better, I'd say they just pulled their ship apart and cobbled together a few makeshift dwellings. I can't see any evidence of farming or any kind of reservoir.
And where's this monster they were talking about?
I'm getting nothing on my sensors. Just about 40 human life signs from the colony. Nothing to indicate an alien presence.
Well, let's get down there and meet these mysterious colonists. Set us down, Sergeant.
Setting us down now. Blimey, that's hot.
Why would anyone want to set up a colony here? It's hot enough to fry an egg in its shell.
Just wonderful. I'm in the mood for eggs.
Shut up, Bob. There's someone coming.
Hello there. Thanks for coming. My name's Fletcher, and this is Lonergan.
We're so glad to see you all. Mr. Fletcher, Mr. Lonergan, we received your distress call and came to help. You said in your message your colony was under attack from some kind of monster?
Yes, Commander. It was here, but it seems to have gone for the moment. I expect it'll be back later on. Are there any other Space Guard ships on the way?
No, it's just us at the moment. We're here to investigate the threat and help in any way we can.
I see. Well, you better come over to the shelters so we can get out of this heat.
Forgive me, gentlemen, but I'm curious. We were frankly stunned to come across your colony. There are no records of any humans making a settlement in this system. How long have you been here?
We're still pretty new. We've only been here for a couple of months.
And, how many colonists are living here?
About 40.
But who funded and established your colony? What organizations are you associated with? Nobody. We're a self-made group of people. We set everything up ourselves.
But if you don't mind me asking, what possessed you to set up on Lambda 3? It seems totally unsuitable for colonization.
Well, let's just say we like a challenge. Are you sure there are no other Space Guard ships on the way?
No, we're the only ship in this sector.
Right, well, here we are.
What a dreary little place.
Bob, you think every place is dreary.
And I stand by all those assessments.
Here, come into my place, out of the sun.
Whew, it's not much cooler in here. Don't you have proper air conditioning?
It's on the blink.
Well, I certainly don't envy you living here.
Okay, gentlemen, what can you tell us about this monster that's attacked your colony? It's some sort of huge reptile. Ugliest creature I've ever seen.
How large would you say the creature is?
It's huge, 4 or 5 meters long, 2 or 3 meters tall.
Was anyone hurt during the attack?
No, when we saw it coming, we all hid in our huts.
So what was the creature actually doing?
Clawing at the buildings, trying to get in. Knocking things over. Roaring.
We've never seen anything like it before. It just came out of the desert somewhere. We don't know where from. So you don't know that it's going to come back then? For all you know, Falcon 1 might have scared it away for good.
It'll be back.
How do you know?
Well, if you were a big lizard that lived on a planet like this and you found a bunch of humans as a new food source, you'd come back, wouldn't you?
I really think it'd be a good idea if you send for some more ships to come and help. A beast that size, I think we'll need all the ships we can get.
We haven't even seen the creature yet,
We've told you all you need to know about it, haven't we?
but we may be able to handle it on our own.
Not a chance. You're gonna need more manpower.
Is that right? Well, why don't you let me be the judge of that?
Okay, let's not waste any time bickering. I think the best thing we can do is assess the situation and gather as much information as we can. Then we can work out our plan of action. Professor, I want you and Bob to have a look around the colony and see what kind of damage this thing has caused. Report your findings to me as quickly as you can.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fletcher, Mr. Lonergan, can you take the professor to the affected areas? The rest of us will join you shortly.
Sure. I expect the sand will have covered up most of the damage by now, but we can have a look anyway.
Commander.
Shh! Okay, now we can talk.
So it's not just me then? Something about this situation does not add up.
No, Lieutenant, it doesn't.
Did you notice how vague they were about everything? It's bad enough that they don't seem to want to tell us anything about their colony, but surely they could have said more about this monster.
I don't know about you, but I reckon we would have seen the 5-meter long, 3-meter tall lizard from the air as we landed.
Yeah, it seems like they've invented the whole thing.
But why would they do a thing like that?
I don't know. To get us down here, maybe?
You think it's some kind of trap?
They did seem pretty intent on bringing more ships down here. How many times did they ask about that? 4? 5? Do you think maybe they're trying to lure the Space Guard out here for something?
Well, if they were, it's not much of a trap. It's very rare to find Space Guard ships in this sector at all. We were only here by chance.
Well, whatever's going on here, I don't like it. I want you all to keep on your guard and stay alert. If this is a trap, I want to be ready for it. Come on, let's go see if the professor's found anything.
My joints are full of sand. There must be 1,000 grains lodged in every one. I can count them all precisely if you like. It won't take long.
That won't be necessary.
I can currently detect 24,263 grains of sand that have worked their way through my joints and into my body. And that's not counting the sand that's stuck to my exterior. I'm going to need a very good clean out as soon as we get back to Falcon 1.
How much longer are you two going to be? It's too damn hot to be standing around chatting.
Just doing our due diligence, Mr. Lonergan. And I must say, the readings I'm seeing don't show any trace of your mysterious beast. There are no tracks, no skin cells, not a single trace of reptilian DNA.
Well, how do you expect to find any of that? The wind and the sand will have blown everything well away by now.
But you told us your lizard was clawing at the buildings. I haven't found a single scratch I can attribute to a giant claw, or anything other than natural wear and tear.
What exactly are you getting at?
Well, I'm not getting at anything at the moment. But given such a glaring lack of evidence, you can't forgive me for wondering if this monster even existed at all.
Now look here, you...
Please, Professor, I can assure you the monster was here, and it's a grave threat to the safety of all our colonists.
So you've said, Mr. Fletcher. But like the Professor, I must say I'm skeptical.
Why didn't you tell us what's really going on here?
We've told you what's going on, and what you've heard is the truth. We're just trying to protect our people. You've told us virtually nothing about your colony, why you're here, where you're from, and you've told us fairy stories about a monster with nothing to back up your claims. Can you blame us if we're having trouble believing you?
We've told you all you need to know. Well, we've got a job to do. We're going to continue our survey of the system and leave you to your own devices. If your monster does come back, we'll still be in the area for a while. You can send out another call and we'll assist. But there'd better be proof next time.
Commander, please! Will you at least stay for one night? If the monster doesn't come back by noon tomorrow, then you can be on your way. But we'd be so much more comfortable if you were close by. Just don't leave us yet. Just one night, that's all we ask.
What do you think, sir?
Alright, one night it is. We'll return to Falcon 1, but we'll remain here overnight. If the monster comes back, call us. But unless you have anything else to tell us, I only want to hear from you if this colony is under direct attack. Understood?
Okay, understood.
Excellent. Come on, everybody. We're going back to the ship where there's air conditioning.
Best news I've heard all day.
They're onto us, Fletcher. What are we gonna do?
Don't worry, Lonergan. They want proof. We'll give them proof.
That's checkmate, I think, Professor.
What? Yes, well, I'd let you win, of course. Wouldn't do to beat your commanding officer at chess now, would it?
Yeah, sure.
It gets dark quickly here, doesn't it? Can't be more than 15 minutes ago. It was broad daylight outside.
That's due to the high orbit of Lambda 3 around the Sun, and the northern nature of the landmass on the planet's surface. If this were Earth, we'd be in a relative position to Siberia. Of course, here there's no such thing as the frozen north.
Will the outside temperature cool off now the sun's gone?
Oh yes, I expect the mercury to drop as low as, 36, maybe 35 degrees tonight.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
There it is again.
Lambda 3 to Falcon 1, the monster's back. It's running wild through the colony as we speak. Please help us.
Falcon 1 here. We're on our way.
Over here. Thank goodness you stuck around, eh?
Where is this monster, Fletcher?
It's over there on the far side of the colony. You can hear it crashing about from here.
Right, come on everybody. Let's get over there.
Oh, good. More running.
Make sure you're all careful with your weapons. We don't want to kill the thing if we can avoid it.
Agreed. I recommend setting weapons to maximum stun. And if we do have to attack, concentrate fire on its head.
Up against the wall, everyone. Okay, now it sounds like it's behind the next corner. There are some empty containers about 20 meters away. The lieutenant and the sergeant will make a dash for them and stay down. The professor and I will stay here. Bob, you head around to the other side of the building and see if you can catch it from behind. Okay, everybody ready? Let's go.
All crew members in position, Commander.
Right. Go!
There's nothing here.
But it's definitely been here. Look at all the mess. Tables knocked over, scratch marks on the walls. Part of the paneling has been ripped off that building over there.
But if the creature was here, where has it gone?
It's back over on the other side of the colony.
It must have run off while we were taking cover.
Well, let's get after it then. Come on.
I feel as though I should point out...
Not now, Bob.
That roar sounds very strange.
Okay, I think it's on the other side of that building. Let's not wait this time. I want to catch sight of it. Lieutenant, Sergeant, you take the left side. The rest of us will take the right. Let's do it.
It's gone again.
This is getting ridiculous.
Again, you can see the damage, but no monster.
Do a scan of the area, Professor. See if you can find any kind of alien life signs.
Already on it. Well, I can't see anything on my scanner, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. The creature may have an unusual physical makeup that doesn't register on our sensors. There's little more I can tell you without getting a proper look at it with my own eyes.
I really think I ought to tell you.
Oh, there you are. Well, what do you think now? See all the damage this monster's done to our colony?
Yes, the damage is clear, but I still want to get a proper look at this monster. Commander Ryder, please. You can see we're telling you the truth. I'm begging you, send for more ships. We need more people to help us through this. I still think we'll be able to handle it, if we can just find the damn thing.
It's back over there again. How can it move around the colony so easily without us seeing it?
Split up. Try and surround it so it can't get anywhere. It's not working. We'll never convince them.
You're right. Time for plan B, I think. Forget the others, head for Falcon 1 and let's get off this rock.
What happened to Bob?
I think he ran on ahead to try and catch the creature in the act.
Well, I don't know about the creature, but he's caught somebody in the act. Look.
Resistance is futile. I have the strength of 10 humans in each arm. You're not going to get away from me.
Well, well, well. What have we here?
These two are your monster. I can't believe you didn't work it out.
You knew, Bob? How?
The scratch marks on the walls weren't made by claws. They were made by trowels and shovels that were scattered on the ground near the buildings. My highly tuned optic sensors detected identical metallic residue on both the walls and the tools that could only have come from the two being scraped together.
Well, why didn't you tell us that before?
I did try to tell you, but as usual, you all had more important things to do than to listen to me.
Well, we're sorry, Bob. You've done a great job. Alright, you two, start talking. Who are you and what's with this phony monster act?
I'm Newton. This is Johnson. The whole thing was Fletcher's idea. We're not colonists. You think we come to this lousy rock by choice? We work for the Galactic Salvage Corporation, aboard the SS Scavenger, collecting scrap metal and space garbage to sell. Fletcher was our captain, Lonergan was the first officer, and the rest of us were all part of the crew. Fletcher's methods were, shall we say, less than honorable. He'd only report about 2/3 of what we collected to the corporation, and would sell the rest himself. He paid the crew 10% of what he earned to keep us quiet.
The corporation found out about Fletcher's little scheme, and as a punishment, they sent us here. Took the drive system out of our ship, and left us to fend for ourselves. We brought the ship down to use it as shelters, but they only left us with a limited number of supplies. We've been here for almost a year now, and we're down to almost nothing.
A few of us managed to repair our radio transmitter, but it only has a short range and we can only send, not receive. In the whole time that we've been here, yours was the first ship that passed close enough for us to be able to contact.
But why not just tell us what had happened? Why lure us down here with this story of a monster?
We didn't think you'd help us if you knew the truth. And even if you had agreed to get us off here, as Space Guard officers, you'd probably have turned us into the authorities for what we did.
So you came up with this fantasy about the monster? What was the plan then?
The plan was to hijack your ship and get us away from here.
And leave us here to fend for ourselves while you made off with Falcon 1?
Yeah, but your ship isn't big enough to take all of us.
So that's why Fletcher and Lonergan were so keen on sending for more ships.
What are we going to do about them, sir? We can't just leave them here, can we?
No, Lieutenant, we can't. The Galactic Salvage Corporation acted outside the law with its punishment, but you people are lucky you contacted a Space Guard ship. I can't imagine anyone else being so kind after what you tried to pull.
That's Falcon 1's engines powering up. But who's trying?
I'll bet anything you like it's Fletcher and Lonergan. Come on, we've got to get over there. Everybody run!
Sorry to leave you all here high and dry, boys, but you know how it goes. It sure has been nice knowing you.
You won't get away with this, Fletcher.
Oh, I think you'll find I already have. So long, Commander.
What are we going to do now?
I don't know, but I'm open to suggestions.
If only there was some way to disable the ship and bring it back to the surface.
Professor, any ideas?
I'm thinking. Yes, that could work. Commander, I think I have an idea. But we'll have to work quickly before Falcon 1 leaves the Lambda system and is out of range. The transmitter's in here. I can't believe that dirty double-crosser just taking off and leaving the rest of us here like that. Be quiet. Bob, can you use your interface with the ship to access control of the key systems?
I'm afraid not. The ship is too far out of range for any kind of technological interaction.
But if you had the range, could you do it?
I suppose so, if I had to.
Good. Well then sit down here. I want you to open the access panel on the side of your head so I can access your interface.
What are you going to do, Professor?
Something incredibly clever, I hope. I'm going to wire Bob into the colony's transmitter so that he can interface with the ship from a greater distance.
But surely they'll have cleared the system by now.
If the Sergeant were flying Falcon 1, I'd agree with you. But I'm guessing it'll take Fletcher and Lonergan a bit longer to get used to the controls. We may still have time to catch them. If I can just get this connecting wire loose... Yes, got it. Alright, Bob. I'm going to wire you into the transmitter now.
This isn't going to hurt, is it?
Certainly not. At least, I don't think so. Yes, that ought to do it. I just have to activate the transmitter and we should be ready. Do you have enough range to reach the ship, Bob?
Yes, I've made contact. I estimate that the ship will have left the system and be out of range in 56 seconds. And it did hurt, by the way.
What now, Professor?
Quickly, Bob. Access the life support system and disable it.
Hang on.
Hurry, Bob!
All right, I've done it. The life support system has been disabled. I've put a block on the controls so only I can turn it back on again.
Well done, Bob. And you too, Professor. What now?
Well, it won't take them long to realize the oxygen is no longer working. They'll have to set themselves down somewhere, and this is the only planet in the system with a breathable atmosphere. I estimate they'll be back within 90 minutes or so. We'll just have to wait. And what about the rest of our crew, Commander?
As soon as we get Falcon 1 back, we'll send for the nearest Space Guard transport ship to pick you up so you can face proper charges. Although considering what the Galactic Salvage Corporation has already done to you, the proper authorities may show leniency.
They should be on their way back now.
Not just yet, they're not. I thought I'd have a little bit of fun with them first.
Well, how'd the life support get deactivated then?
I don't know. The ship's gone crazy.
Self-destruct activated. 10,
What the?
9, 8, 7. Self-destruct aborted. Activating fire suppression system.
Get us back to the planet! The ship's trying to kill us!
Adjusting artificial gravity.
Oh!
Lonergan?
Yeah?
What are we doing on the ceiling?